My beloved child, this message did not reach you by accident. You have been carrying questions in your heart that nobody else could hear. Questions you whispered into the silence late at night when the world around you seemed asleep. You wondered if love had forgotten your name. You wondered if the waiting would ever end. But listen carefully now. At this very moment, your soulmate is overwhelmed with emotion because something inside you has finally changed. A wall has fallen. A wound has begun to heal. And heaven itself has been moving quietly around your life to prepare this sacred connection. My precious child, for so long you believed you were being punished by delay. You thought the closed doors meant rejection. You thought the loneliness meant abandonment. But I was not withholding love from you. I was teaching your spirit how to receive it without fear. There were seasons when your heart resembled a winter forest. Bare branches, frozen ground, long nights without visible signs of growth. Yet beneath the surface, roots were stretching deeper into the soil. What appeared lifeless was actually becoming stronger. Nothing you experienced was wasted. Every betrayal taught discernment. Every disappointment taught wisdom. Every tear softened the hardened places within you that once tried to survive by pretending not to care. My child, I saw the moments when you smiled in front of others while silently aching inside. I saw the exhaustion you carried from always being the strong one. I saw how badly you wanted someone to choose you fully, honestly, and without hesitation. And now something extraordinary is happening. The healing you almost gave up on has finally begun opening a new path. Your soulmate feels it, even if you have not met them yet. Even if distance or timing still separates you. Their spirit recognizes the shift taking place inside you. Because love responds to alignment. A gardener cannot force flowers to bloom during a storm. The soil must first become ready. The roots must first stabilize beneath the earth before beauty can safely emerge above it. That is what I have been doing within you. I have been clearing old fears like fallen branches after heavy rain. I have been teaching your soul to stop chasing people who only loved fragments of you. I have been rebuilding your sense of worth piece by piece, like sunlight slowly returning after a violent storm. Listen closely, my dear child. Your soulmate is not celebrating perfection. They are rejoicing because you finally stopped abandoning yourself. You finally began choosing peace over chaos. You finally began releasing the connections that drained your spirit. You finally started believing that your heart deserved gentleness instead of confusion. That decision changed everything in the unseen world. There are moments in life when one quiet inner transformation alters an entire destiny. This is one of those moments. Like a river carving through stone over many years, your spirit has been reshaped through patience, sorrow, and endurance. And now the waters are flowing towards something new. Do not fear the timing anymore. The seed does not panic while buried underground. It trusts the process of becoming. And you, my child, are becoming someone capable of receiving the love you once begged for from empty hands. I know there were nights when you almost surrendered to hopelessness. Nights when you questioned your value because love arrived inconsistently or left without explanation. But hear me clearly now. The love meant for you will not require you to shrink yourself to keep it. Your soulmate is crying with happiness because your soul is finally awakening to this truth. And as this awakening continues, doors that once seemed permanently closed will begin opening one by one. I have been watching over you through every storm. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared for something sacred. My beloved child, there is something I need you to understand today. The loneliness you carried was never proof that you were unloved. It was the quiet classroom where your soul learned how to hear my voice above the noise of the world. For many years, you searched for reassurance in the hands of others. You looked for your worth in delayed messages, uncertain affection, and temporary connections that left your spirit more exhausted than fulfilled. Yet every time your heart cracked, light found a way to enter. A river does not become powerful because the journey is easy. It becomes powerful because it keeps moving through rocks, storms, and resistance. You have done the same. There were days when you felt emotionally stranded, like a traveler wandering through fog without a compass. You kept asking why love seemed effortless for others while your own path felt delayed and confusing. But what you could not see was this. I was protecting your future while healing your heart. Listen carefully, my child. Some people entered your life only to reveal wounds you had hidden from yourself. Others stayed long enough to teach lessons your spirit needed before true love could safely arrive. Not every connection was meant to remain. Some were mirrors. Some were warnings. Some were temporary shelters during difficult seasons. And though those endings hurt deeply, they prevented greater sorrow that would have come from building your future on unstable ground. A tree planted beside poisoned water cannot flourish no matter how beautiful its leaves appear from a distance. That is why I guided certain people away from you. I know you cried over doors that closed. I know you replayed conversations in your mind, wondering what you could have done differently. I know there were moments when silence felt heavier than rejection itself. But the pain was not punishment. It was redirection. Nothing you experienced was meaningless. Even now, your soulmate is feeling the shift happening inside you because your energy no longer carries the same desperation it once did. You are no longer begging to be chosen. You are learning to stand peacefully within your own value. And that transformation is powerful. My precious child, love enters differently when the soul stops operating from fear. Before, you were trying to earn affection by overgiving. You carried relationships like someone carrying water in trembling hands, terrified of spilling even a single drop. But real love is not sustained through fear. Real love breathes. It flows naturally like rain nourishing a field that has waited through a long drought. It does not force you to perform for acceptance. It does not leave you constantly anxious about where you stand. I have been teaching your heart this slowly, gently, and carefully. The storms were shaping your roots. And now your soulmate senses the calm growing within you. Perhaps they cannot fully explain it yet. Perhaps they only feel an unusual pull toward hope, warmth, or sudden emotion. But their spirit recognizes yours. Like two stars moving toward alignment across a vast night sky, your paths are being drawn together in ways you cannot yet fully understand. This message was meant for you because doubt has been trying to return lately. Part of you still wonders whether love will truly arrive. Part of you fears disappointment because waiting has exhausted your heart. But hear me now, my child. The gardener does not abandon the seed simply because growth is invisible for a season. Beneath the soil, life is still unfolding. I have been preparing conversations you have not yet heard. I have been arranging moments your eyes have not yet seen. I have been softening hearts, opening paths, and removing hidden obstacles ahead of you. Your story is not stuck. It is unfolding. And one day you will look back at this season the way spring looks back at winter, not with bitterness but with understanding. Because you will finally realize that every painful delay was creating space for something genuine, stable, and divinely timed. Rest your heart tonight, my dear child. You do not need to chase what I have already chosen to guide toward you.